Alright, what's up everybody? So today we're going to analyze the game that I did during the Road to 1000 episode 1. It was a 5-minute Blitz game. On the left here is the actual game, and on the right here is the deep analysis that I had Stockfish do using chessbase. And the reason I'm doing this is because I knew for a fact this game ran the main line that I have for this analysis, but I played the opening backwards, and you're gonna see what I mean in a second. So what really happened? It was a d4 opening. I was playing as black. I probably should flip that over here in what was it? Chessbase real fast. Here we go. Cool. So my opponent plays d4. I hit him with knight f6. I like to do the Indian game opening. But really what happens is they go c4, and then I like to go in what's called the Mexican defense. But it's also called the Black Knight's Tango. But either or, same thing. The idea is you get both knights out when they bring the pawns to the center. Now, how it should have happened was this, and this is exactly what happened, right? Goes knight c3. Further, complicating the center and all kinds of things like that. Because I'm going there, he's going there. And so we're essentially indirectly kind of threatening the middle. So if you try to place a pawn or something there, it gets a little dicey. So in the main line, I should have went d5. In reality, what happened was I went e6 for some reason. No, worse, I went d6, which essentially turned the evaluation to a +8. And if I did this line correctly, it shouldn't have been more than a plus 0.41, according to the analysis over here on the right. So anyway, the next move in the real game over here on the left was bishop to g5. And normally in the main line they bring out the other knight here, kind of doing like a 4 knights kind of thing. After that I did this. So the reason I did this was because you're about to see in the next move here, better yet, let me do it now. The next move is actually e6. So the idea here is to get a strong kind of pawn center formation going on, but over here you see I'm on the wrong color squares. I should be on the white squares here instead of the dark squares. So essentially I played the opening backwards. I had the right kind of structure, but I did it in the wrong direction. So in that case, when I play this, I have to remember putting my pawns on the light squares is the opening plan in the first move. So right now we're on move 4. We're about to go move 5. So he brings the knight out. The computer on this one wants a3, but no one's really gonna play that unless there's like some kind of bishop here or something, unless there's a threat. I'm gonna move another turn. So in the real game over here, I moved bishop e3 to kind of do a castle, which is, bishop e7, my bad, to do a castle. And also on the right side, it's the same idea. So actually, it's crazy, the structure looks almost the same except for the pawn structure's backwards, actually, if you really look at it. 4 knights, that's kind of cool. 4 knights here on the main line analysis. But the only difference is that in the real game, my opponent seems to be a tempo up, because on this one, there's no threat on my knight. So in the real game, they do a pawn move. So what would have happened is normally the bishop would have been here in the main line, but the reason it wasn't is because I didn't have that tempo advantage to get my bishop here, I guess is what happened. after the bishop move, it says to take on c4. But in this game, what actually happened is I did another knight move, moving that one here. So yeah. So now after doing all of that, what can we learn? So what I learned is that in this opening, the main idea is to get let me erase the analysis. Alright, so the main idea of this opening is to get your 4 knights out. The next idea is to get your pawns on the light squares. Also, get the bishop here before they get their bishop here, so that way they won't be tempted to try to target and pin the knight. So yeah, that's what I learned from doing this quick analysis. If you've seen something, let me know. But that is the opening analysis of this Blitz game. If you want to know how it ended, it was kind of a shameful end. We're gonna go skip real quick. So here's what happened. It got down to the point where I was throwing basically perpetual checks. Like, it was a lot of checks. It was like 1, 2, 3. And so what happened is I saw the pawn structure switch up on me in the end game, because we got to a queen end game. And I'm like, oh, I'm about to snatch this pawn. Yoink, okay. So far so good. They do this with the pawns, right? And I throw the wrong check. I should have just went e2, but for some reason I went d2. I don't know what I was thinking. But my opponent had 45 seconds on the clock. I had 26. Maybe I was just in time trouble. My brain was fried. But my opponent goes king g3. And I go, oh, and snatch up the queen, and that was the end of it. And so this is what prompted me to do the opening analysis, because I really shouldn't have won that game. If you even look at the like, if you go to the game review portion of it and look at the bar, the whole game I was just getting thrashed. I should have got checkmated somewhere or something like that. +6, like, that's horrible. And then literally that one blunder, +8, that was literally how bad this game was. And after that, went from a +8 to a -5. Like, what is that? A 13-point difference of pawns? Yeah, I shouldn't have won that. But that's why you do these analyses, whatever. So that way, to avoid scenarios like that, because I like to do mid-game checkmates. I don't like to do these drawn-out end games. Although that don't sleep on my end games. I'm just saying. But anyway, that's it for now. Subscribe. Also check out the episode where this game happened, so you can get my in-the-moment commentary on the playlist The Road to 1000 ELO. But yeah, that's it for this. Peace out.